Investigating Salonia's civil turmoil, the Light Warriors had a fateful encounter with Prince Alice, who had been banished from the castle by his father. Seeking answers, they headed together to the castle. That night, King Gorn, under influence of a mind control spell cast by the villainous retainer Gilgames, barged into the guest room, and attacked Alice. Breaking the control just in time out of love for his son to stab himself instead. Awakened by the ruckus, the Light Warriors confronted Gilgames, who transformed into the monstrous bird Garuda, the true instigator of Salonia's civil war. After Garuda was defeated, the king died from his injuries, and Alice ascended to the throne as the adventure continues.
Let us explore the castle now that it is open to us. Light Warriors who saved Salonia, thank you. Light Warriors, blah blah blah. There is a hidden passage to the treasure room on the first floor of this tower. Interesting. I must not grieve forever. As my father wished, I will restore peace to Salonia. No, not only Salonia, but the entire world shall succumb under my iron grip of peace. Yes, peace. Maybe there's something here in Salonia that could be of use to you. Please, use anything you'd like. What I could use is you opening the gates so I can leave. Please listen to my song. The temple that sunk into the sea. It rests south of Salonia, below the two horns. We learned that there is a tower sunken under the sea. Please listen to my song. Noah's lute, the tone that reaches even the dream world, now rests in the Temple of Time. Alright, so we got some information. Unfortunately, that's under the sea, so we would need a way to be able to get under the sea before we can access that. And now to the secret room! Da-da-da! It's telegraphed by benches, you see. Oh, treasure! Rusted armor, scholar hat, high potion, golem staff, high potion, rusted armor, Thor hammer, freezing staff, main gouge, rusted armor, Medusa arrows. Downstairs for more stuff. This way, right? No. Right? Yes, this way. Oh, more treasures. Rusted armor, earth bell, Gaia shirt or robe or whatever, Viking armor, dragon helmet, Viking helmet. I don't get why we would get another dragon helmet. I feel like by this point we have plenty of those. Even if we were to keep a Dragoon, unless we actually wanted to go through the game with 4 Dragoons, that would be an interesting thing to attempt. I feel like of all the jobs, it would be one of the most feasible to attempt beating the game with all 4, just because of how effectively you could essentially just negate enemy attacks each round. Hello. There's a hidden room in Salonia. Check the wall in the wizard's room, 2 steps from the right. Interesting. So the wizard's room holds secrets. Light war blah blah. But where is this wizard's room? This is not wizard's room. We're Salonia's engineers. Please use the airship Nautilus that we discovered in the ancient ruins. Here, we'll bring it. Oh, this guy was napping. Was he napping or was he just so enthralled in a book that he wasn't paying attention? I think he was napping. Huh? Where is everybody? Sounded more like they were building an airship than readying it, but okay. We left the Nautilus outside the castle. Now you can stand up to the winds of Deluge. Got the airship Nautilus. Okay, so we can stand up to the winds of Deluge. We don't have any context for what that means, but yeah. Now we know we can do that. Are you the wizard room? Ah, wizards, you must be wizard room. It is said that the Archmage Noah divided his power among 3 people, Zand, Dorga, and Un. We've heard one of those names before. The only ones who could cause such a catastrophe are the 3 wizards of the continent of Deluge. With the Nautilus engine, you should be able to fly through the winds that blow out at the peninsula. Light Warriors, head for the continent of Deluge. Okay, so now we know basically where we're supposed to be going. We were told to take the Nautilus to Deluge because supposedly the wizards there are the only ones capable of causing the catastrophes that have been occurring across the globe. And we can use the Nautilus to overcome the winds that would otherwise prevent our passage. You cannot go past here, although I hear that in the past, the path led to the catacombs. Interesting. And we heard talk of the catacombs before. There's a guy over there. And we heard that there may be a passage, so we can't get to the catacombs this way, but we did hear tell that there may be a passage into the catacombs accessible under the sea. Alright, here is the Nautilus. It goes super fast. Pew! And with this speed, it can bypass the wind. It gets slowed down here, though, for some reason. I'm not entirely sure if that's a weird programming error because of the event that's set there earlier in the game with the cannons, or if there's some other reason for that. Check out the library. It should have information you need. Saloni's library has all sorts of books. Yes, it is a library. It has books. Ah, books! Ancient Book 1. The 4 statues. They annihilate any who try to pass them. They will protect the crystal. The key to them is the 4 fangs. Only we can pass through freely. Okay, so there are statues guarding a crystal, and we need the fangs to get past it. Ancient Book 2. The floating continent has been completed. It will be placed due west of Deluge's cross-shaped promontory. Book of the Dark Swords. If you would master the Dark Swords, then head for Fargabad, hidden in the mountains west of Salonia. Difficult Book. The Principle of the Time Gear. The Perpetual Engine. Ancient Book 3. We've overused the light. The power has grown out of control, and not even we can stop it. Book of Owen 1. My attempt to float the continent in the sky was successful. I think we will name the tower where the reactor is the Tower of Owen after myself. Book of Owen 2. I can't believe the light is going to flood. I'm going to cryogenically freeze my son, Dash. If anything happens to the tower, he will awaken and fix the problem. Dash, I'm counting on you. Ancient Book 4. 4 warriors came from the Dark World and stopped the flood of light. The world has been saved. Book of Airships. Best airship of the year. Number 1, Submarine Nautilus. Number 2, Great Ship Invincible. Number 3, Airship Enterprise. Okay. I don't know why that would exist, but it does, especially since the Enterprise was only just recently turned into an airship, and the Nautilus, spoiler warning, isn't a submarine yet. But sure, why not? Let's have that book that has no reason to exist. Spell Shop! I don't need any of that. Okay, so we explored the library and we got a lot of lore. We learned a bit more about the flood of light that once threatened the world and was pushed back by the Dark Warriors. And we also got some backstory into the Tower of Owen as well as Dash and just the ancients in general. So now we know a little bit more about certain things that are going on. Yay, Chocobo guy! Bring the fat Chocobo forth. I need him for stuff. I need to do things. Now we have some things to do with our jobs. First of all, we have some jobs to take on that I've been putting off because I knew about the Goldor thing and then the Dragoon thing. But, wait. We're gonna keep him, no, not a Dragoon. We're actually going to, because I'm gonna save real quick because I think I know what's next. Alright, we saved. Switch you back to Hunter. Okay, yeah, I needed to take a moment to think. I'm trying to decide what exactly I want to do. Because I have very particular jobs I want to use with people, like, for the long run. But I'm trying to think, like, what comes next? And I was thinking, okay, after Salonia, I'll finally get to my main jobs that I'm going to be using. But I thought about it for a second, and I believe the next part of the game if the next part is the part I think it is, then I actually want to do things a little bit differently than that. So I switched Daryl to a monk for the moment. But I can switch Gadia to a Geomancer, which is an interesting choice because I've never really used the Geomancer before. And that's going to be one of the more potentially interesting things about this is that's actually one of the things that I wanted to do with this run is I wanted to try out the Geomancer. Gaia, skip the night, headband, Kenpo, hero shield, arrows, blood sword, king sword, power ring, mithril ring, ice helmet, flame mail. I think that's everything I need at the moment. The weird organization doesn't help with that. Headband, Kenpo, power ring, sure. You can have your bow back, ice helmet, flame mail, king sword, hero shield, ice helmet, knight armor, gauntlets, and you, for the moment, just have the bell, the Gaia armor, and a mithril ring. Because I do want him to become a different job as well, but that would cost a bunch of capacity. And then I think I'm gonna have to be switching him off of that very shortly afterwards anyway. So for the time being, I'm gonna go with this. We have shops open now though. Let's see what these shops have to offer. White robe, black robe, can't equip those. A rune ring, Gaia, scholar. Well, we already got the Gaia armor, but rune ring to replace the mithril ring. Evasive stuff, 25, 11, 23. Our defense goes up to 30. And then that other stuff, we got a little bit more of just about everything. Not great vitality on the Geomancer either, because it's more of a magic user class. But you know, I'm curious. One of the things I wanted to do with this is try out the Geomancer because I've never really used a Geomancer before. And there are some advantages to the Geomancer that I kind of want to experiment. Bring the Fat Chocobo back for a second. I definitely have some stuff to just outright sell. That's for sure. The Thor hammer, the spears. I'm not going to be using his spears anymore. Same with the dragon stuff. Rusted armor is useless. Don't need the Viking equipment. Sell! Thor hammer, dragon armor, thunder spears, dragon helmets, wind spears, Viking helmet, rusted armor, Viking armor. And keep everything else. And then this part of the town also has shops. What's in this? Magic. I'll grab a Bolt 3. I don't really need any of that. Another weapon shop. Let's see what this has. A bunch of that stuff. I don't think I really need any of that. Okay, let's go. Onward to more adventure. Sight magic. There's a town. We have towns we can check out now. Now that we're a bit more free to do stuff, we have a nice fast airship that can land on ground. Leopard. Let's go to this town that we ignored before, see what's going on here. I can never summon anything good. Grr! Chocobos are good. See, look at it dance. Darn it, another Chocobo, I'm hopeless. It is said that Leviathan and Bahamut were sealed on the floating continent by Noah. I know the floating continent. The continent of Deluge is where the Archmage Noah is said to have lived. Okay. We're getting more lore. I am one of the Gurgons. Just as long ago, light flooded the world. Now the power of darkness is about to flood the world. Someone is summoning the darkness. That person does not know that even though at first the dark world may spread, eventually both the light and dark worlds, which have lost their balance, will become void. Okay, ooh, Phoenix down. So, the guy who's summoning the darkness and causing all this bad stuff to happen is trying to spread the darkness, But what he doesn't realize is that will ultimately destroy everything. I've heard that one of Noah's pupils sleeps in a fjord to the south. Fjord, whatever, however that's pronounced. Hello. In the past, there was an archmage named Noah. They say he used terrific magic. Summoned monsters are not affected by an enemy's barrier. They still inflict the same damage. That would be good to know if I was using summoned monsters. But I'm not using a conjurer. Ah, Tregi's turtle shell elixir. It is said that Noah could summon Leviathan and the Dragon King Bahamut. Interesting, so they are capable of being summoned and we learned where they are. Ugh. Secrets. Elixir! Can't go wrong with having more elixirs. Hello, old man that I saw through the house. There is an undersea cave at a small triangular island. It's full of treasure. That's a very good thing to know. We have discovered where treasures are. But we need to be able to go under the sea. We do not possess that capability. Although, the Nautilus was oddly called a submarine ship in that book. Even though it can't go underwater, but maybe someday. There's just a shop that sells summons for the conjurer that we're not using. So that's this town, just a completely optional town with a bit of lore, and it's used for getting your conjurers set up if you happen to be using one of them. And now if we go this way, other town. This is that Dastar town we learned about. And this is a town of bards and geomancers. And since we have a geomancer, this is much more handy. Southeast of this island is the continent Delug. The wind there blows back everything. Not if we can help it. We have been informed that our ship can overcome those mighty winds. So with the Nautilus at our side, we will head in that direction to Delug. Item. And from there, we will confront those who are destroying the world. Please listen to my song. The Dragon King Bahamut. When one who can defeat him appears, his heart will grant the ultimate power. Just the game's way of saying, hey, if you go fight Bahamut on the floating continent, you can summon him. Controlling terrain is a difficult thing to do. Sometimes the damage will backfire on oneself. That sounds totally reliable. I heard there are swords born of darkness called dark swords. I have been searching for those. Well, we learned from a book that if you want to have the power of the dark swords, you go to a town called Fargabad. I heard there is an airship amazingly fast in Salonia. Yeah, we already did that. Geomancers can use the terrain as a weapon. Yeah, we'll be seeing that later. Shop! Gaia armor, bard, feather helmet. 2 feather helmets, or feather hats, from 19 to 22, with increased agility. What about my other stuff? The increased agility alone will boost some things. 21, 10, 9. 26, 12, 9. So we also got more evasion and magic defense from that helmet. And then Gadia, of course, will get upgraded because he doesn't even have a helmet. I'm also gonna buy a couple of those. Searching the tall grass for stuff that probably doesn't exist, but it might. Ooh, a thing. A thing did exist, but it was just a stupid earth drum. I'll keep that for now, but I'll probably never use it. It's just another attack item that casts Quake. Hello, weapon shop. Gia Man! And Medora, is the Gia Man better than the bell I found in the castle? I don't know. 34... 29. No, but I will equip both. Dual-wielding bells. I don't know if bells have long range or not. I should check that. Hello, Circle of Bards. Please listen to my song. Long ago, humans took the power of light into their hands. And the power of light that overflowed was about to destroy the world. At that time, 4 warriors came from the dark world to return the light to its original place. So once upon a time, the light was the villains, but then the darkness saved the world. Please listen to my song. The shadow of the lake, Leviathan. He awaits the time he can be freed from the bonds of darkness. We saw that shadow earlier. We know that Leviathan is on the floating continent from other stuff we recently just heard, and we did see a shadow moving in the lake on the floating continent at one point. So it stands to reason that that shadow was Bahamut, or Leviathan. Please listen to my song. Chocobo, 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 yeah! That's a fun song. Please listen to my song. Odin feared the use of his own power, and so he sealed himself. Somewhere. Please listen to my song. This is when you get an item. There you have it. It's official. The song that plays across the air whenever we get an item is canon. It's not just music in the video game. It's canonical music that plays whenever anybody in the world acquires an item that is important to them. The fact that a character is aware of it means that it's canon. Anyway, charge! We visited a couple towns, and that's pretty much all the extra stuff we can do right now is go to those towns, get equipped with conjurers, geomancers, and bards if we're using those, and slowly learn where Delug is. I think that's it. On the map in the upper right, we just saw the triangular island that was mentioned, but the thing for that had to do with going underwater, which we cannot do. What is this? This is the completely wrong place. Where am I? Don't care how many times I play this game, I can never figure out the world map. Aha! Here we go, this is what we want. Charge! Through the wind! You saw us get slowed down for a second there. That was us barging through the wind. If we hadn't had the Nautilus, the wind would have just pushed us back. So we wouldn't have been able to access this area. Terrain! So the terrain ability just casts a magic spell, and the spell it casts depends on where you are. So since we're up in the air, it casted that wind spell, and I believe it will always cast the same spell depending on the terrain. And that spell healed these guys. So that was useful. Cure 2, the party. Attack, and just attack for now. Shaw! Protect us! Chop, chop! Yeah, did it! I beat him up with bells. Skill up, skill up, skill up! That was a lot of experience points. Hello, all you guys. Terrain, let's see if this will be more useful here. Haha! They actually kind of hurt, Gatai. There we go. That was better. It backfired. Yeah, that can just randomly happen. But the trade-off is you have a magic attack that doesn't cost any magic points. But you also have no real control over it. I don't know, I've never really tried the Geomancer, so I just felt like using it. Gatai leveled up! Yeah! Now, let's see. All those are just so expensive to become. And I need my capacity points. Karateka! Oh no. Switching back to the hunter's way too expensive. Reset! Reload! You can become a knight though. 20 vitality. 26 vitality. The knight does have better vitality. So yeah. Become a knight for a moment. But first, use your magic points to heal us. Since soon as I do that, you're going to lose them. Knight, and then going back to the hunter from a knight is free for you. Okay, perfect. And what about you? You're kind of close as well, but what could you become That would be better. Not much without spending a ton. You could become a Viking. But then it would cost so much to get you back to Geomancer. That's not gonna cut it. So yeah. You're just gonna have to get your level up as a Geomancer. Daryl level up, Azure level up. And Gotti is just behind him. Oops, I forgot to switch Azure back to Hunter. Oh, Gatai's getting his ass. Holy crap. Okay. Use some of those earth drums we got. Ah. Gadia leveled up. No, Gatai! I don't want to waste a Phoenix down though, because there's a place right here.